Hello everyone, I just thought I'd carry on my reviews for you so you can have a look at them over the weekend if we didn't get to you on the call. And I'd noticed, we just finished on this one, but I did notice that we could actually get to a page. So when I click through onto personal injuries, we did get through to a content page, which is great. I would sew in some reviews, sew in where the client is, what they're feeling as they arrive here, and then put in an early call to action. Phone us on, email us. That should be hyperlinked, so I can do it, and that should be hyperlinked, so I could just click it and call. And then we've got a sort of block of call to action, but as I say, I like a talking call to action. So it would be make an inquiry, call us on this number, email us, or complete a free online inquiry, and that will definitely work better. So let's move on to the next one. I've got, if I move this up for you up here, again, we can see not secure. So that's the warning that people will see, which tells them don't go to this site, it's not safe. So obviously you don't want that. So get in touch with your web design company, web hosting company, IT company, or just say, please, can you get an SSL certificate on my website as soon as possible. Move the frame back down. So we know where we are. We've come onto the site. We've got no massive images, which is great. The phone number is here, but it's not hyperlinked. So again, I can't just click to call it. The email is hyperlinked, and that's what a hyperlink looks like. It goes blue and underlined normally, unless your designer's changed that style. So homepage, again, it's a flagship, a sort of signpost. Where are you? Am I in the right place? Okay, got the address there. That's good. Get me off to the services pages. Let's have a look at those pages. Litigation comes up first. Should that be disputes? That's a common chat I have. And not a lot of content on here, and no talking call to action. We've got the bulleted talk call to action. If we go onto one of these other pages, so the font's quite small on this page, quite difficult to read, but I thought that was linked. I got excited. The email is linked, but the telephone number is not. Again, we've got no reviews or talking call to action. Like more information, that's not bad. That's about the best we've seen so far. So call us on or email us and we'll call you back. Perfect. It's all in capitals, so it probably should be leading capitals and then lowercase, and more content, and that will work well. And talk to it. There is some better content of do's and don'ts. Let's have a look at one more page. Again, leading, it's all capitals. So we're talking about the will. What about me? If you're thinking of creating a will, thinking of obtaining a will, these are the questions you need to be thinking of, and these are the reasons why we're the best people to help you. So that's what we're sort of trying to do in the content. And in my content writing precedent, you will get access to my sort of guide to guide you through that process. Let's have a look at the next site. So this is one I mentioned on the call. Haven't got the word solicitors on here. I love to see the word solicitors because it just gives me that confidence that I'm in the right place as soon as I arrive here. The image again is probably too big. Half that at most. Get me to the content. And then I come in here and it starts off that it's the home page, so it's okay. You get me off to the services pages, that looks okay. I can't click through to them unless I click the small read more. I'm always a fan of, if this is a button, make the whole thing a button, so I can just go bang, I'm through to conveyancing. And then you send me off to contact us, that's good. So let's go to the first service, listed family, because that must be the most important one, or one of them. And I guess you know what I'm going to say now. What I like it, so this layout I like. My preferred layout is left column and right hand call to action or mini navigation. So the layout's good because that content is just about the right width to read. And if you look at my website, Samsung Consulting, you'll see I've got exactly the same layout. I always practice what I preach because I always test on my own website first before I set loose my ideas on client sites, and see what really does work, because then I'm confident it will work for my clients too. Lots more content would be great. Reviews, calls to action. I'm going to say the same things because it's so important, because I know it can get you more clients with very little effort on your part, which is a great thing. There's something going on down here that's not quite working, so you might want to ask your designer what's going on there. And I can't scroll down without lots of flashing images, which I won't do too much in case anyone has issues with that. But yeah, there's something going on at the bottom which I can see there's copy here. Oh, it's just let me go, but it doesn't like it. So yeah, that's worth looking at. Let's try one more page, see if we've got any more content. And it's taken a while to load. It's just whirring away for me. And again, not huge amounts of content. And if you have, I said that we're looking 500 to 2,000 words. That's a lot of content. You break that up with subheadings, images, bullet points, so that those people that like to skim read are pleased, and those people that like the detail, and that's a lot of them, get as much content as they want to make their informed decision. Moving on to the next site. So we know we're with the solicitors here, straight onto the solicitors. Social media, I mentioned that it's not my favorite thing because no one goes to social media to look for a law firm. They won't share their success stories on there generally because it's, you don't want to say you've just had a great divorce with Sheeran & Co solicitors or whatever it might be. So what I never do is send clients away from my site when I get them there. If you manage to get someone to your site, the last thing I want them to do is to go off to Facebook and suddenly start looking at dancing squirrels and never get in touch with you, because as I said, it's about get them to your site and then get their contact details. Facebook is an opportunity for me to not give you my contact details, to go and while away a couple of hours and lose the rest of my day. COVID notice very prominent twice here. I would have if it's important to people, mention it and then link off to a page where they can get more detail. And then let's have a look at practice areas. Commercial law comes up first. We have got a bit more content here, which is good. It starts with us. What can we get into the mind of the prospect, and where are they? What are they worried about? What are they thinking? Oh, excited! You're going to start a company. We need a partnership agreement. And again, reviews and calls to action. We're just left hanging, and this is a good example. So that email's linked, the telephone number isn't, and a lot of solicitors will say to me, "Well, I don't need to say that call to action you talk about, Nick, because I've got it down here. It's not the same. If I've read the whole of this content, keep talking to me. That's talking call to action. Nick, you've read this far. All you need to do now is call us on this number or complete this online inquiry, and we will be in touch with you and be delighted to help with you with your commercial corporate law questions." So that's what I mean there, and that's what we're looking for. 4 more to go. Staines Law, are we solicitors? I'm guessing so. What I like about this one is personality. So we've got some personality on the site. The image, I might reduce slightly because it's just taking up a bit too much of my retail space, but I'm a massive fan of personality. I know a lot of solicitors say, "Oh, I don't want to show that it's just me." But if you think about certain brands, Virgin, we know he doesn't fly the planes or take you to space, but Richard Branson's all over it. Peter Jones and his brands is prominent. It doesn't mean you're doing everything. You can be, and if you are doing, then that's absolutely fine because people buy people. So don't shy away from having your pictures on there. Personality absolutely works. We've got some content on here. I might make this font a bit darker. It's quite difficult to read. It looks like it's designed for mobile because it's right the way across the page, and that's probably too comfortable for me to read on a desktop. So I would have that right column that I talk about with the inquiry form, reviews, etc., just down the right hand side. And then it's very difficult to get someone to go straight to book an appointment. It can happen, but I'm a fan of the free inquiry. Our knowledge about us. I think we've just got a one-page site with no services page, which I'm not a fan of because it gives us very little chance of getting to the top of Google, getting more traffic to our site. So I would have the services tab and then a list of your main services listed under there, which will definitely help. Because if I click about, it's one page scrolling to where I want to go, and gives contact takes me down to consultation. It's another word I'm not a fan of because it sounds a bit formal. And then the submit, I've tested submit v send. Send will always work better than the submit button. So those are things I change on there. Make a free inquiry or make an inquiry, name, email, message, send free inquiry. Bingo. Next site. We've got our offices listed there. That's fine. Shannon O'Sullivan's solicitors, SOS Legal. We have got solicitors, personal injury solicitors throughout Ireland. I like an inquiry form, as you know by now, but I probably wouldn't go straight at the top because if I don't know you, it's very unlikely I'm going to go straight to giving you my contact details, and it almost you want to sell to me before you show me the contact form, whereas this tells me you're just after my contact details, which of course we are, but I wouldn't necessarily go with that first. I'd test putting that further down, giving me some content first. Homepage, as I said, I'm not really that concerned, but we have got some content on here. We do allow people to go straight to the inquiry page. That's fine. Let's dive into one of the pages. Car accident page. So the inquiry form's gone now. So if it's only on the home page, you could say, well, that's what clients want. I'd probably still move it to the side and get to the content first. Car accidents, I'm entitled to claim. These are web designers love these. I don't, and clients generally don't, because it means they've got to work harder to read your content. I should be able to just scroll down this page, read your content, read, subheading, headings, but I don't. If I want to, oh, I've got to click that, I've got to click that, open that, and then the page keeps moving around, and I'm not quite sure where I am. As I say, designers love it, but I would rather have the content open. It makes for a long page, but if you break it up like you've done nicely here with headings, bullet points, that's absolutely fine. I know from testing that it will make the phone ring. The only problem here, we've got no reviews sewn in, which obviously I've mentioned all the time because they're so important. And then we've broken the chain of readership. So we've got read, and then we've just got office listings and telling them what to do, which is broken the readership path. You could leave that there, but I would put make an inquiry, call us on this number, email us, or complete a free online inquiry, or make an online inquiry. Where it's a good point, you've got 4 offices. I'm never a fan of making the client decide which office they got to call, because I've tested this in the past, and clients often get the wrong one. And if the receptionist in that office said, "Well, we don't do that work here," there's suddenly a bad experience straight off the bat. So I'm always a fan of having one office, one centre handling all calls, and then diverting them from there. And that could be a generic phone number, a free phone number. But it just saves the client anything that you put in the way of the client making a decision to contact you when all you want to do is get their contact details, reduces the number of contacts you're going to get. So I'm keen to avoid that for you. 2 more to go. Griffin Solicitors, great. We've got the solicitors, we've got the logo, we know where we are straight away. And then I feel like I'm in pain. Image, again, probably too big for my liking. Yeah, so we've got a massive image, can't get to the content immediately. I would reduce that to about just about the head would be where I'd stop it there. Probate and wills, we've flipped it up here. If we've gone from wills and probate to probate and wills, let's have a look at that page. Nice picture, nice personality, nice 3-column layout. Don't mind a 3-column layout. A good width of content, comfortable to read. And on the right hand side here, all I'd be doing was I'd sew beneath all of these, I'd sew reviews, and then I'd have a why choose us, so that while I'm reading this content, I can, on the desktop, I can see all these wonderful things about you. And then what am I going to say about the bottom of this page? We don't tell them what to do. So I'm desperate to do that. So make an inquiry, phone us on this number, or complete a free online inquiry. Phone number is not linked again, and I'm not sure how many people are sending faxes these days. I've mentioned to my children, was it telex machines? That flummoxed them, I can tell you. So yeah, nice layout. We've got what's good here is we've got depth of content. We've got pages within the section, which is very good. It's a nice clean design. I'd probably make the logo slightly bigger, the image slightly smaller, and then yeah, more content and the calls to action. But otherwise, good work. Telephone number, link. And finally, Kevin O'Higgins Solicitors, BlackRock, big image, half that, be lovely. Get me to that juicy content, homepage. So we want to get people off where they want to go. That's fine. Email not hyperlinked, or telephone number. We're guessing residential property is important. I like this. This is a good homepage because I can get to all the areas of law. I would probably make them alphabetical, so it makes sense to me as a visitor. But let's go and have a look at residential property. Yeah, nice enough content to read. This is suddenly changing the readership path. So I would say that's about the ideal width. So I'd be more inclined to have that content on the left, image on the right, or that right hand side I talk about with the inquiry form, the why choose us, the client reviews. Because if you think about our reading habits, normally newspapers, etc., we read down a column. So I've read a column and I've got page all the way across, and I've got content all the way across, but we have got a review sewn in. Fantastic. But then there's no call to action. So I'd be inclined to say keep the format of this copy, put some subheadings, got an early call to action there, but not a link to an inquiry. Sew in a review, subheading, more content, review, call to action. And that will definitely work better, but much easier to read and make that image slightly smaller, but that's a good one because we have got client testimonials on there. I love the debate about should it be testimonials now or reviews. I think I use the terminology reviews because that's what the public are using, and that's my marketing manager. Clients first. What are they saying? What are they doing? They are looking for reviews. So I would always call them reviews now because we've been hardwired with Amazon, Trustpilot, etc. To think about reviews. So I'd probably be calling them client reviews now. I hope you have found that useful. I hope you all grab the um, resources, samsonconsulting.co.uk/solicitors growth. And if you have any questions, by all means, do get in touch with me. But thank you. It was nice to meet you all.